Dude,
good timing.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say about the sponsored banner thing when I lowered that thing down.
Hey, it changed the sport.
Yeah.
So we'll see, huh?
So switching gears, do you remember, because we just did a podcast about the very first sponsored banner, and I'm a little hurt that like I was the first guy to do a sponsored banner and it kind of went under the radar. That's pretty historic, like as far as I think, my little piece of the pie for the MMA community. Do you remember when I laid that sponsor?
It was the worst thing to happen to the UFC. Congratulations.
What the fuck?
It looked like shit. Every time one of those goofy fucking banners rolled down, I couldn't see through the octagon what was going on, and neither could the people who paid fucking $750 sitting behind me. Yeah.
That's what you get for
all the rinky-dink fucking sponsors on the thing.
That's what you get for pushing us for 2 weeks for this interview.
Center and fucking
you think Condom Depot's a rinky-dink?
That's what you get for. That's what you get for pushing this interview for 2 weeks. There you go, 10 years of sponsored banners.
Right.
God, you just shit on his whole week.
So I'm disappointed because nobody's talking about it, and then he's just shitting on it.
That's fucking phenomenal.
I thought you at least had my back on that one. Jeez.
That was the worst thing to ever happen. Fucking horrible. I used to cringe when I'd see those things rolling down, fucking
live,
blocking the octagon. You guys are in there. It's one of the most exciting times. You just came in from your walkout song. Buffer's calling the intros. You're all excited for the fight. You want to see the guys' fucking goofy banner hanging in the octagon. You can't even see in there.
Okay, I get it.
Terrible.
Oh,
I was always wondering who started that bullshit.
Hey, I'll take credit in the fact it took you 10 years to stop me. So there you go. How about that?
Yeah, it took Reebok.
Yeah. It hasn't taken you 10 years to do anything except stop me from the fucking banner. So I'll take credit in that. I beat you for 10 years.
We're going to make a copy and send it to you of the old banner.
Yeah.
The old banner, yeah.
So that's literally when you were, cause there's during the picture, because I finally got the picture of me in front of the banner, and you're looking down at the monitor. So that's pretty much what you were thinking, right?
Yeah.
Fuck this
guy.
What the
fuck is he doing? What is that? I can't see.
I was really scared that you were going to kick my corner out because I remember Rico Rodriguez put that golden casino on his back one time, and you lost your shit. And so, all right, well, I'm sorry about that whole sponsor banner thing for 10 years.
You literally just made my week by telling him that.
Yeah, that totally caught me off guard, man. I thought you for sure had my back on that one.
He was so proud of it.
I was so proud.
He still is.
I'm still butthurt because we're getting a lot of views on these podcasts, especially for YouTube. And how long these podcasts are. So I'm all excited, and I'm like, oh, first sponsored banner. Who wouldn't want to hear about that? I mean, that's like people all over the world are using sponsored banners now. Like, change the whole sport. And we didn't get that many views. We got 2,500 or something, and then it just doesn't seem like a big deal. And then you just shit all over me on my own podcast.
That's what...
Yeah, look at the nice set you got on there. Why don't you hang up a fucking banner on the back wall there? It'll look fucking great. That'll really enhance the quality of your fucking show.
I see your point now, because that would fuck everything up, and that's why we didn't do. You like this? Hey, how much effort went into this set?
We got to put a Vegas one.
We got a bronze
put up
lion.
London, Sydney, Moscow, and Los Angeles. You ain't getting any money out of that. Throw some sponsors up there on the wall.
And give us some.
Yeah, help us out.
Give us a UFC sponsor or something. We'll put it up there, man. We'll put banners all over this fucking thing.
There you go. See? It'll look great. You got that good-looking set. You guys took time to make it nice. And you go throw a bunch of fucking cheap-ass sponsors up there and make it look like shit.
God, I did not see it going this bad.
No, that escalated quickly. In the wrong direction.
I should feel bad, but this is fucking hilarious.
He loves anything that goes bad with me.
Fair enough.
And then the sponsorship part.
Yeah.
Dana set me up for that. He set me up good. He knew ahead of time.
Yeah.
That I was the first guy with a sponsor banner, and he was like, "Cool, man, cool." But he was.
I don't remember. Did he had good things to say about the banner, right?
I knew he was not a fan of sponsors and banners and all that. I get that. But since it's all behind us, it did change the sport, helped a lot of fighters and stuff. So I figured I'd get a little props or something. But I could tell he knew we were going to talk about that in the podcast for sure. He knew. So I didn't know he was just waiting. So he was probably writing his little jokes and getting all ready.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't wait for me to bring up the freaking sponsored banners. And when I did, he was just like, that's the worst thing that ever happened to UFC. But I will go on record right now and say, you know what? I don't feel at all bad because the UFC is doing just fine. They just sold for $4-something billion. Mm-hmm. They're not hurting for money. But how many fighters made a lot of money off those sponsored banners? So I helped a lot of fighters by opening that door for them, and I got away with it. I took a big chance. I got away with it. as much as he hated it, he didn't stop it.
No.
He didn't never shut it down. And I mean, how many fighters since then have been using sponsored banners, you know, and they're still doing it right now. Every organization outside the UFC. So, you know, at the end of the day, I did good, you know.
Have any of them thanked you yet?
No.
Yeah,